Okay, so thank you again and good afternoon, everybody. It's wonderful to be here today. My name is Olivia Rogers. I am the MENA Experience Hire Recruitment Leader for EY. I'm based in Dubai, but myself and the team are focused across the MENA region. So in a moment, I am going to talk about returnships. So to explain what they are, why they're important, and why EY have not only rolled out the Returnship Program, but also will be doing that again in the future. Before I do that, I just want to focus on a few things that are important to EY and why we focus on women equality within the organisation and within the MENA region as well. So for those that don't know EY, we are a professional services organisation, one of the big four, and we are one of the largest in the region. And we have a really important focus on hiring females globally. And one of our focuses is obviously building an inclusive culture within EY. We also focus on illuminating the path to leadership for females, so providing them with the tools and the resources and the support and the opportunities to illuminate their path into a leadership role. And we also try to, we have a very flexible working policies and procedures at EY. So this enables our females to work flexibly, both formally and informally, to suit their needs and the organisation's needs. There was a global survey undertaken by EY and the Patterson Institute recently for international economics, and it has shown that there is a significant correlation between women in corporate leadership and profitability. The report shows that an organisation with 30% female leaders could add up to 6% points to its net margin. So when women participate fully in all aspects of work, women, government and society, the results are higher growth, increased prosperity and stronger communities. So here's some other interesting facts to understand a little bit more about EY and why it's important to us. So how can gender equality be the answer to creating value for the future? Equity and opportunities, advancement and compensation of business are imperatives at EY, and we work really hard to promote fair practices for all of our women and our men. 48% of our workforce is actually made up of women across MENA, which is a really good achievement for an organisation for the size of ours. And 25% of our partners are females, principals or executive directors and directors. We're very proud of that achievement, and it's taken us many years to get there. Diverse companies are 35% more likely to outperform homogeneous ones, and inclusive teams, employees are 3.5 times more likely to achieve their full innovation potential. So let's talk about returnship programs. For those that may or may not have heard of them, I'll briefly explain what a returnship actually is. A returnship is a bit like an internship, but it's not for entry-level professionals. A returnship is not a female-specific program. It can actually be male and female. However, when EY decided to implement this program a couple of years ago, we purely focused it on females so that we could support our collaborative efforts for hiring and retaining females within the workplace. And ultimately, a returnship program, and the way that we considered it at the time, was women who had experience, whether that be 2 years or 20 years, who had perhaps taken a career gap. That career gap could have been to have a child or have several children. It could have been to take some time out to do something different. It could have been a sabbatical. It could have been for many other reasons. It could have been for traveling. But ultimately, the aim was to get women back into the workforce. Sometimes having a career break, can be difficult for women to get back in the workplace, either through their own efforts or through the organisations not recognising that they actually can deliver and can achieve what the business would want them to achieve in the role. So we developed this returnship programme back in 2018. It was a 12-week return to work program in collaboration with Women at Work, which is an organisation in Dubai. We held an event with them. There were several organisations there. And prior to the event, we spent a lot of time working with our business, talking about the importance of a returnship, so what it was actually going to offer the business. Why would they want to invest in supporting women back into the workplace for a short period of time. So the program was aimed to support and attract qualified professional females, like I said, who wish to return back into the workforce after taking a career break of 2 years or longer. So we worked with Women at Work to identify as many women as we could that could attend this event. Obviously, back then, this event was taking place in person. And it was an event that was hosted by Women at Work, but it had other organisations there. So not only did EY have the opportunity to present at that event and have a panel as be part of the panel discussion, but we also held speed interviews. So as part of the selection criteria before the event, Women at Work helped us identify over 40 women who we were able to speak to on the day, and also the business came and we were able to speed interview them. And then once the event had been completed, there were follow-up interviews for all of these females. So the aim was to create lots of plug-in options for our busy seasons for all of our different service lines across Dubai. At the time, we opened it up for Dubai only because it was the first time we were doing it, and that's where we had the highest number of recruitment volumes. And once the event had been completed and once the post interviews had been completed, we actually selected 7 females for the returnship program. There was actually 3 other additional females at the event that were hired into permanent roles. So even though they'd come to the event with the hope of securing a returnship, there were actually some permanent roles that were available to them at that time. The returnship program was obviously looked at in a very different way from the business. It wasn't as part of the typical headcount planning or recruitment planning season. So they went through a 2-week training period when they joined. They joined in the summer of 2018. They had local office inductions, they had soft skills trainings, they had job shadowing, and they were assigned to work on projects based on their capabilities, interests, and work experience. They were hired on a part-time basis as well, so allow them that transition into the workplace. A lot of them were mums. And we wanted to provide them with that foundation to support them in the workplace, but also to feel like they could still be a mum and get that balance between the two. So we hired them on a part-time basis. And it was a 12-week program. By the time the program was completed, 5 of those females were selected to join EY Dubai office on a permanent basis, and they're all still with us today. And that was under the talent and the strategy and transactions teams. And we are currently considering refreshing the returnship program across multiple MENA locations. So very much looking forward to working on that in the coming months. So this is what's in it for the selected returnship hires. I briefly described some things just now, but if we look at the benefits that it offers our returnshippies, we have on-the-job coaching, we had learnings and soft skills training. There was obviously financial incentive. These were not unpaid or reduced pay returnships. They were full pay on a part-time basis. They received constructive feedback. They had counsellor and buddy support, and they had flexible working hours of minimum of 5.5 hours per day. And they also had the opportunity to get a feel for what it was like for returning back to work. So that's a little bit about our returnship program, and I just want to put it into perspective in terms of whether someone joins our returnship program or whether someone joins as a full-time permanent employee. I just want to sort of describe, what EY do offer our people across the MENA region. We try to equip all of our teams and all of our people to navigate uncertainty and provide them with the financial, physical, and emotional support to be the best person that they can be. So at EY, we offer counselling and mentoring, both formally and informally. We have coaching and a navigator program. We have the opportunity to be a coachee or a coach. We have the sponsorship Career Watch program for women, which is from senior level upwards. We have multiple learning platforms and programs. We have something called Every Woman. We have the EY Tech MBA, and we have EY badges, which are internally accredited badges in an array of different subjects, both soft skills and technical skills. And we have 2 leadership programs. One's called Ignite, which is for below manager population, and then we have Strive, which is for manager and above population. In addition to that, we offer flexibility and well-being, such as working from home, mindfulness sessions, a women's network internally, and a women's parents network internally. So we do have many different monthly themes across our wellbeing community that aims at educating everyone on supporting various mental health and general wellness topics, ensuring that we put our people at the centre of what we do. Okay, so I would like to see if anyone has any questions. I think the chat space will be open now. If not, if the moderator can please open the chat space and the Q&A, that would be great. Here you'll just see a few links of how to connect with us. You may look me up on LinkedIn. You may also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So I will stop sharing my screen and I'll see if there's any questions or perhaps any comments or anything that's coming in now. Okay, the Q&A is also open, so thank you very much. Can you share more about the Women's Network? Yes, absolutely. I'm actually part of this Women's Network. The Women's Network is hosted and led by Arada, our D&I leader. It's a monthly network whereby there's various different themes and connections throughout the month. So it offers all of our internal employees the opportunity to connect on a variety of different subjects. So it's like a support network. If you think of it like an internal support network, whether that be informal or formally. So are there any opportunities for any jobs? We do. If you go on to ey.com/careers, we have lots of different opportunities at the moment across the region. I'm not just talking about Egypt. We have multiple opportunities across the region. In Cairo currently, we're probably mostly hiring across our assurance practice, so sort of accounting and finance and advisory. That's the sort of the main area that we're recruiting in Cairo just now. And like I said, if you go on to ey.com/careers, you'll be able to see all of our job opportunities across the Middle East region, not just Cairo itself. Let's see what else we have. Are there any opportunities for entry levels as well? That's a question from Farida. Yes, we do. We have our graduate programs. We're currently recruiting across all of the graduate programs across the region. Within Egypt itself, the opportunities will be open up in a few months' time. So they're not all open just now for application, but for entry level, where we've just had fresh graduates come out of university and they're looking to join a professional services company or an accounting auditing company, the opportunities will be open in a few months' time. So usually sort of a September start. So we don't usually open them just now because they don't usually start till September, but they all get advertised in our careers page as well as soon as they go live. So like I said, ey.com/careers. If you would like to send me any of your details and connect, please do. If my name is Olivia Rogers, I'll put it in the chat space so that you can connect with me. If you want to send me your CV, that's also fine. I will try to make sure that your CV gets directed to the right person. We have quite a large recruitment team, which is obviously a good thing because it means that we have specialist teams focus on the different service lines. So in the chat box in a moment, I will put my email address for you. Actually, I'll put it on the chat space here so that you can, I think everybody can see that. Okay, let's see what else we've got. I'm a virtual assistant looking for a job from home. When you say virtual assistant, I'm assuming you mean like an executive assistant, executive secretary. If so, sorry if that's not what you meant, but if you're looking for a job where you can work from home, I would say that at the moment, because of the pandemic, obviously working from home is becoming the new norm, and early indications do show that working from home will become more common after COVID. I'm not going to say it's going to be the new norm permanently. I think it depends what role you do and you know what it is that's required of your job. But a lot of our executive secretaries and assistants do work from home at the moment, and it seems to be working. I don't know if we've got any executive secretary roles open in Cairo right now. I don't think we do, but obviously do keep an eye out for those in Cairo. There are opportunities to work from home. There may be the odd time where you might need to actually go into the office, depending on the partner's needs and depending on how many partners you're actually supporting. So I hope that answers your question as well. Let's just have a look, see what other questions we have here. Hello, I want to know how we manage the returnship program. We have initiated her gateway initiative to help them to get back into the WGDP initiative. Our model is to prepare them to rejoin and cooperate with companies to accept. Good question. So we will approach it similar to how we approached it last time, but obviously things have changed since then as well. So when we ran the returnship program previously, we were purely looking at Dubai only, whereas this time we're looking at MENA. So we'll probably select Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and possibly Bahrain as well, to see what interest there is from the business. Ultimately, it's really important to have the business supportive of this initiative. We cannot roll out the returnship program if the business are not on board. So we have to have a really strong investment from them as well. So we will manage it from that perspective, how we did last time. So we got the business investment first, we got them on board, we got them enticed in, and then we went ahead with the event. So we didn't get the whole entire business invested in it because obviously not everybody had perhaps the time or the need for the resources at the time. However, our aim is to try and obviously get as many aspects of our business involved in the returnship program. And once that happens, we'll probably be running in a virtual event, I would assume, because of the pandemic still, particularly as we're looking at it MENA-wide as well. And then we'll ultimately look at the things that we felt we did well last time, look at the things that we felt that we didn't do quite so well, and improve on those. So whether that be some of the core training, the technical skills training, perhaps what happened at the end of the returnship program, to see how we can support the business and also support the females in the returnships. So that's quite a long-winded answer. But I hope it answered your question, Salwa. I've got time for probably one or two more questions before my time is actually up. What is the selection criteria for the program, and do you target IT sector as well? Good question. So let's think about this. We have 4 or 5 different service lines. So we take a minimum selection criteria. We have assurance, which is our, predominantly our financial advisory and accounting and audit service line. So the minimum criteria would be some form of degree or qualification in that and some years of experience doing accountancy, external audit, as well as financial advisory work, or some transferable skills. And then the same applies to our other service lines. So selection criteria is, the related business degree, or the professional services qualification, depending on the speciality, such as an ACCA, a CFA. And then the selection criteria would depend on the service line, particularly as, say, tax and strategy and transaction service lines are very different from, say, our consulting and our assurance service line. We don't target the IT sector per se, but we do have a technology consulting practice. So we do look for candidates, especially females as well, that have a background in technology. I'm not sure who asked that question because it's anonymous, but thank you. Great question. Just one more question then. Our approach is based on mentoring, coaching, giving the chance to follow up. I'll be happy to communicate with you to see incorporation. Thank you, Salwa. That sounds absolutely great. So I'd be more than happy to cooperate with you. Let's connect on LinkedIn as well. So are all jobs going to be remote work? No, Dua. We have a lot of client-facing roles and we have a lot of remote working roles. And we also have a lot of 50-50. So some of our roles would be remote working and some of our roles would be required on client site, whether that be in country or out of country. So we have a real mixture here at EY. Okay, thank you. There's some lovely questions coming through. I do believe my time is up. So thank you all for the great questions and thank you for listening to my talk today. And I look forward to connecting with you all perhaps on LinkedIn. So thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye.